could she be in that field? Like, it's very difficult. Like, it's not something that you can move on and kind of heal, because you have no answers. Like, there's nothing. What can you find? Like, we live in such a big country where there's so much field.
Manitoba has the highest population of Aboriginal people among the provinces, and many are extremely concerned for their safety.
Well, even as an adult woman, I'm very careful when I walk the street, and because people just, there's a lot of creepy people out there.
I have a daughter, she's 21, and every time she goes out, is she gonna come home? Like, it's call me, let me know where you are, or I'll call her. I'm constantly worrying about her, and it's scary.
My sister was an Aboriginal person. She was a woman. She was someone who had a known drug addiction, and she also had a criminal record. So we felt all of those things played a role in, the police not taking action right away, and the response we got with, she'll turn up, she's an adult, she's out there somewhere.
There are 1,183 police-recorded incidents of murdered and missing Aboriginal women and girls in Canada since 1980. A figure so high that this monument was commissioned in Winnipeg to honor their memory. Victoria Tauli-Corpuz is an independent expert from the Philippines tasked by the United Nations to develop a national inquiry with the Canadian government.
Well, I was very encouraged by the response, because it seems they are really sincerely interested to pursue the case, to address the case once and for all.
She'll be working with 3 female Canadian ministers appointed to design the inquiry, which will address why Aboriginal women and girls in this country are so at risk.
These 3 women have led the setting up of a truly national inquiry into this tragedy to provide justice for the victims, to provide healing for the families.
Some have linked this violence to the long-term impacts of racism, sexism, colonialism, and the devastating impacts of residential schools on Indigenous men, women, and communities.
But I think the more important thing, and this is what I stress with them, that they include Indigenous women who have really suffered from this problem, because they will be the ones who can say what can be done.
Women like those in Winnipeg. And with the inquiry underway, new evidence provided by the members of the Winnipeg community led to an arrest.
Today, I'm informing the public that Raymond Joseph Cormier has been charged with second-degree murder in the death of Tina Fontaine.
Cormier, 55 years old, had been traced by Winnipeg police to Vancouver and has a preliminary trial hearing scheduled for May 2017.
This was wrong. This little girl should not have been killed. We've all let her down. Like, at every level of society has let this kid down. She had so much potential, like every other kid in the world, and this is what's happened to her. But the way the community pulled together, the entire community pulled together to conclude this investigation, we couldn't have done it without the people of Winnipeg.
A 15-year-old's body, wrapped in a garbage bag, disposed of in the Red River like she's garbage, was just, I think it woke our country up. I think people started to see that could be their daughter, right? That could be their sister, that could, they now started to see themselves reflected in that, and that it could happen to them, and that, I need to do something about it, I need to get involved.
That's all for our show today. Looking forward to having you on board next time. You can watch this episode again on youtube.com/channelsweb. And if you have comments, please send them to 21stcentury@channelstv.com, or find me on Twitter @AdeshewaJosh. Wishing you the best of 2017. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Coming up on a future episode of 21st Century.
Isn't it incredible? You have outlived yourself. 20 years ago, medical experts told your mother that due to spinal muscular atrophy, you would not live past your 5th birthday. You feel guilty because you have left folks behind. You have left millions of disabled 20-somethings scattered throughout the global South behind. In some ways, they are like you, young, black, profoundly disabled, but in many ways, they are not like you. You live a life they can barely imagine. Unlike you, they are locked up in the back rooms of grim nursing homes, made to disappear from public view, and are neglected and ill-treated by society and the state.